What's up everybody? We made a video some days ago about some of the best open world survival games and somebody commented about being tired of multiplayer games. I think it was like maybe a week ago now, I don't know. Well, if you're watching our content right now, I want you to know, I relate to you. I'm tired of playing multiplayer games where everyone's a sweaty, try-hard, LARPing like they're in an actual fucking survival scenario, when in fact, they're just in grandma's basement sipping on some gamer juice. So, let's remake that video and see what we can come up with. Now, we mentioned Minecraft on that list, so I think that's a given since it has single-player survival mode as well, but we have talked about that already, so that's out of the topic, that's out of the question. We're going to talk about something different. First up, we have Raft. Now, is it exclusively multiplayer? Nah, you can play it by yourself or with friends. No need to worry about getting killed by a 360 no-scoper. It's all co-op, although it's not exclusively co-op as well. You can still play it by yourself or with friends. So yeah, just help each other and whatnot. Now, the gist of it is that you are on a raft. Go figure. The early gameplay loop is simple. Take whatever floats to you, avoid hunger and thirst, research things to get other better things, explore islands, and whatnot. It sounds very unflattering talking about it like that, but it's really just that. It might sound boring, but you have at least something to accompany you. I want you to meet Bruce, your friendly neighborhood shark.
Hello?
But he's not really all that friendly though. Bruce is a goddamn annoyance. He will attack you whenever he feels like it, so you have to be careful. He isn't invincible though, thankfully. If you want to kill him, just kill him. It takes lots of luck though, so I suggest not having any sort of skill issue before taking on such a grave responsibility. Just remember that even if you kill him, he will come back sooner or later, and eventually you'll die to him. Now, the game is a slow burn. It takes time for you to progress. Don't rush in. Don't rush the game. Don't rush things. Let the game take you to places. Just chill out and then worry a bit about Bruce and then chill out. Up next, we have a similar game, Subnautica. I don't really think it's that similar. I'm sure you've heard of this though. I'm sure you've also seen footage of this, probably from some streamers or YouTubers that played this game. I find myself quite interested in this game from a biological perspective, but I could never really truly enjoy it. But that's more of a skill issue for me than it is an issue with the game. I just don't like deep water. I fucking hate it. If you like sci-fi creatures and if you like ocean-going creatures or aquatic animals, then this might be for you. Or if you're just, if you like feeling loads of adrenaline while you dive deep into the water facing the unknown, you're insane for that. Now, from a speculative view, speculative biology, this is extremely nice. I like it. I'm not a huge speculative biology enthusiast, but it's nice to think about. Anyway, I strayed too far, I'm sorry. The game itself doesn't have multiplayer unless you use mods. This game is best played alone because that is how the story starts. You wake up in an escape pod from a derelict. You wake up in an escape pod from a derelict ship because I'm not gonna talk about it because it's too much information. I don't want to spoil the game for you. Gameplay wise, you start off at sea, just like Raft, except there isn't any land. You have lots of sea creatures to harvest off of though. You also have the tools to break off resources and whatnot, and you can scavenge metal from the seafloor from broken off pieces of the ship. Or is it the ship? But you get the idea. The crafting and resource harvesting and building in the game is quite extensive, I guess, but it shouldn't be too hard if you're patient. I don't want to spoil the game too much, but I feel like I have to say it. Be careful of the dark depths. Next up, we have the forest. Now this is a bit of a weird one. It's not super weird, but it's still weird. Maybe I guess it is super weird thinking about it. There is a story to it, but we're not going to talk about that to avoid spoilers. The game just starts you off inside a plane that crashes into some unknown land named the Peninsula, which is also, well, I'm not really sure if it's theorized or confirmed to be, in Canada. But after a terrible aerial mishap, turbulence and engine failures and stuff, you're there. After the crash, you see a red dude take your son, Timmy, away from you, and then hours later you wake up finding absolutely no one else because as it turns out, the red dudes are cannibals. Yikes. You can build bases, you can craft weapons, you can craft healing items, you can do loads of shit in the forest provided that you stay alive and are able to defend yourself against cannibal attacks. Unfortunately, despite having a modern setting, you don't get guns apart from the flintlock pistol, which is very ancient, or the flare gun, which is not a conventional gun, I guess. For the most part, you just encounter cannibals, humans that eat other humans, but eventually you'll find some pretty fucked up wacky shit like creepy mutant cannibals like fucking Virginia. I mean, how the fuck do you even mutate into something that weird? Or maybe even fucking girl? Oh, moving on, we have Green Hell. Green Hell is nothing like the rest of these games. In Green Hell, everything is out to kill you. Hell, even the ants can kill you. You can say it's just like the forest, but no, this is more realistic, per se. In the forest and its sequel, Sons of the Forest, you come to face to face with a cannibalistic tribe that has all sorts of mutations and shit. It's weird as fuck, but in a good way. In Green Hell, it's just a tribe. No weird mutations and cannibalism and stuff like that. Like just real shit, Depending on whether or not you have the DLC, you will have contact with friendly tribesmen along with a separate faction that's hostile to you. Or, you just have the hostile faction in the game, like without the DLC and stuff. You can build bases, craft stuff that you can use to defend yourself, craft stuff that you can use to heal yourself. You get the idea. And, just like the forest, despite it having a modern setting, there aren't any guns. There are, however, bows and arrows or blowpipes and the like, and if you're feeling up close and intimate, you can never go wrong with melee weapons like knives, so you can penetrate your enemies' hearts. I remember one time when I played Green Hell, and I had absolutely no idea what I was even doing. That was years back, but I know I had leeches on like my arms or legs or something like that, and I started hallucinating or something, and then I just died, and I didn't really pick up the game after that. I found it a bit too hard back then, but talking about it now, I kinda want to try it out again. It's hardcore. It's much more of a survive and don't die type of game compared to the others on this list. There's a story to it, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. You can also either play for the story or, just play for funsies like survive and stuff, roleplay and stuff. Anyway, lastly, we have Planet Crafter. Now, this game isn't really talked about all that much. It's not all that famous. It's pretty underrated, actually, and it just got out of early access sometime around April of the year of our Lord, 2024. You can say what you want, it's janky, it's whatever, but the reviews don't lie. Recent reviews on Steam at the time of writing are overwhelmingly positive, with all reviews at overwhelmingly positive. Now, I'll speak the truth. If you want a complete and polished experience, then this game might not be for you. It could still use a few more fixes and patches, but it works, it just works. It's not as polished as you want it to be, but it works. And it's not hardcore, it's not hard at all. The story is pretty simple. You are a convict dropped into a planet, hoping to terraform it so that you are pardoned for whatever crime you committed. You want blue skies on the planet. You want lots of biomass on the planet. You want to make it habitable for you and, like the other humans that are waiting for you to terraform it. You want to grow food as well, and you sure as hell don't want to die of thirst. There's also base building if you're into that type of stuff. Just, be careful where you place your bases, because, I'm not going to spoil that stuff for you. You'll learn. Basically, the game itself is rewarding. The gameplay itself is rewarding. It will leave you addicted, hopefully. Well, I'm not gonna spoil the experience for you. I refuse to even do so. It's a game that demands first-hand experience. You should honestly really try it out. There's a demo on Steam should you ever feel like it, and it's really cheap. It's pretty cheapo, so if you're gonna ask me if it's worth the price, I'll say it's a steal. So, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and try out Planet Crafter. Now, if you have played these games, though, tell us about your experience. Thanks a lot, and have yourselves a wonderful day.